Watching it end again and again. I feel it in waves, you follow me, drifting to places I should leave. So close to the edge of something so perfect. We were too scared to take the leap. I'm missing the way we used to be. Let me go. Yeah.
G'day guys, welcome back to another PC build. Hope you all enjoyed this video. This PC build is in collaboration with two other YouTubers. That is Dario from PC Crazy and Toasty Bro. So I'll leave their channel links down in the description below if you guys want to go check out their PC builds as well. We also were supported by Thunder X3 and Aerocool to create a budget build. Now the whole idea behind this is we wanted to create a budget build within the $700 to $1,000 range, and it had to incorporate a Dead by Daylight theme. So we were in charge of going out, purchasing some gear within that budget, making sure that we also had a bit of play money for all the modifications, you know, paint and props and things like that. So that's what we did, and this is the final result. I'll take you guys through a bit of the parts and give you guys an idea of why I chose different specs, and hopefully you guys will understand. And what I'm planning on doing is doing a giveaway of this exact PC, but instead we're going to put an all-in-one cooler in there for you guys, and this will be for a 100,000 subscriber giveaway. Now that'll be coming up very soon because we are fairly close to hitting that mark. There is another giveaway happening right now with all of the YouTubers who I just mentioned, and of course Aerocool and Thunder X3. I'll leave that in the description right now for you guys to go and enter. Some pretty cool prizes and some mystery prizes coming up. So starting things off, we have the Aerocool Glow case. That came in at $70 US. It was pretty easy to build in. There was a couple of mishaps here and there with, you know, areas where I would have liked a tiny bit more room to work with, and it sort of limited what I could do, but I ended up swapping things around and I made it work. So in the end, it turned out good, and I enjoyed building in this case. Now the Aerocool P7 750 watt power supply. This is a fully modular power supply. We ended up having a little room in our budget to include the red and black extension cables, which was really good for this build. And I think the red and black really add a bit of color to the build as well. Now that power supply comes in at $120 US. There are certainly some cheaper options. We could have went with a semi-modular power supply and saved a bit of dollars here and there, but we did want the extension cables in there, and we did want that modularity. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot of extra cables in the back, which we really cannot afford because there isn't a lot of room in the back. Now we do have the Aerocool Orbit 3 fan pack in this PC build. That came in at $50 US. So I'll keep a little tally somewhere or show you guys the price at the end. But yeah, $50 US for 3 fans. We're only using 3 fans in the build, and they are RGB addressable as well. They come with a controller, or you can hook them up to an addressable header. So we've got them set to red, as it does suit the theme a bit better. So here's where we were a bit iffy. We were tossing up between an i3 and the Ryzen 5. Now we checked out the i3, I believe it's the 8350K. Don't quote me, I may be wrong, but the Ryzen 5 2600 beat that out by a long shot and was a lot cheaper. Now we did look at going the 2400G, I believe it's called, and upgrading our GPU to a better tier like the 1060, for example. However, we found an even cheaper option going with the RX 580 from Asus. It was cheaper than the GTX 1060, and it actually performed better, the same, or a tiny bit worse in most titles. So the Asus RX 580 was going for 249 Australian dollars, which converts to 181 US dollars, whereas in Australia the 1050 Ti was 289 Australian, which was 210 US dollars. So even that is more expensive by about $30, and the RX 580 outperformed the 1050 Ti by a pretty big margin. And then for the 1060, we were looking at least $100 more in US currency, so it wasn't feasible going with that, otherwise we would have went over budget. So the RX 580 was the sweet spot for what we needed. We ended up going with a Kingston A400 480GB SSD. That came in at 99 Australian dollars, which is 72 US dollars. We went for 480 gigs because we did want plenty of storage on here. The 240GB version would have likely got filled up with after you install all your games and your Windows. Not really a lot of capacity there. So yeah, the 480 gig version, it was one of the cheaper SSDs as well, so that is why we chose that. We also did want the speeds there as well, so we opted for the SSD over a hard drive. For the RAM, we did go with the T-Force Dark 8GB at 3000 megahertz, so we got some really fast speeds. 8GB is plenty for gaming right now. 16GB would be perfect, but you know, you're looking at another $100 premium on top of what these cost. And the only RAM where I bought my RAM that was cheaper was Corsair Value Select. However, it didn't look good, and we are trying to incorporate looks into this budget as well. So the T-Force Dark was the next best thing. That came in at 115 Australian dollars or 83 US dollars. Then of course, our last thing is the ASRock B450 Pro 4 motherboard. We wanted to go with the latest gen motherboard as well, so we ended up choosing the ASRock one. It is one of the cheaper ones, but for a budget system, perfect fit, and it also kept us within our budget. So in the end, we ended up spending 869 US dollars, which meant that we had 131 US dollars to play with for all of the modding. 131 US dollars converts to 180-ish Australian dollars. Now, I did want to point out that in this budget, we did also have a 240mm CPU cooler coming in the post as well. That was worth about 100 US dollars. However, that was broken upon arrival, so we had no time to swap that out. So instead, we ended up using the included AMD CPU cooler that came with the CPU, which also saved us 130-ish US dollars towards our budget. So in the end, we were actually able to purchase the PSU cable extensions and, you know, things like all these chains. We also got the hacksaw and just all of the paints and materials. We had a whopping 131 US dollars to put towards all of the modification, which was excellent in the end. So the build total was 869 US dollars plus about 70 US dollars towards all of the modifications. So we're stuck within the $1,000 budget, and I think it turned out pretty good. This took about 2 days to build as well, so pretty happy with the end result. Anyway guys, if you want to see me benchmark this system for our 100,000 subscriber giveaway and give this system away, let me know in the comments below. Remember, we are hosting a giveaway right now as well with our counterparts. We've got Dario from PC Crazy, and of course we have Toasty Bros, Matt from Toasty Bros. They're also doing some Dead by Daylight themed custom PCs as well, so be sure to check out their videos as well after you've watched this one. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, consider hitting that subscribe button, turn those bell notifications on, and check out more videos like this on the channel. We've got lots of custom PCs, reviews, modding tutorials, and much more. And we'll see you guys in the next one.